Hello and welcome to Three Questions with. I got Peter Berson with us tonight. Going to talk a little bit about digital marketing and SEO. Peter, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much, Kevin. I appreciate you having me on.
So Peter, we use the term digital marketing, and anyone who's not in digital marketing usually looks at each other and goes, what does that mean? What is it?
Yeah, I would say it's a technical term, and exactly if you approach somebody and says, hey, I do digital marketing, I have a digital marketing agency, they're like, yeah, well, what does that mean? And it means a lot of things across the board. I mean, a lot of people, first off, oh, I have a website, so I guess I do digital marketing. Great. Well, do you also have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter? That's also considered part of digital marketing. It's more of social marketing or social selling. Do you use LinkedIn to prospect for customers? LinkedIn has a few products, one mainly for prospecting, the Sales Navigator, that you can go and use it kind of like a CRM system and reach out to potential clients. And then there's other stuff. It's like, who writes your content? You don't necessarily have to write the content. You just have to have the ideas and what you want certain keywords to show up in Google. There are people out there that will be glad to write content for you that will hand it to you, and then you can review it and you can post it. One of the big things that we hear about is content is king. The more content you have, the better you're going to show up, and the better Google will like you. Yeah.
So Peter, you mentioned making sure you have keywords. And a lot of people don't understand the importance of that. I was one of them. So back in the day, Peter, I would do networking events, which I still do, obviously. And I would go out and say, hey, Friends of Kevin event tonight. Now, unless you know me and you were Googling Friends of Kevin, didn't come up at all. I had a friend go, hey, you might want to say free business networking events in Nashua tonight. Then all of a sudden, I had all these people reaching out to me saying, hey, I Googled networking events in Nashua, you came up. So thinking about your keywords is really important, right?
Yes, it's extremely important. Basically, the services that you are trying to offer for your business is the keywords you want to be going for. Let's take, for example, like a life coach, right? They're trying to do life coach, mindfulness, wellness, depending on what aspect. Healthier lifestyle. People are going to type into Google like life coach, mindfulness coach, health coach, those type of words. And if you're not putting that into your content properly and producing content about that, then you're not going to show up. If you just have the name of your business, people don't know the name of your business. They know I'm looking for a life coach. So they're going to put into Google life coach near me because they don't know you yet.
Right.
And if you're done your proper job, then your business is going to be showed up. And keywords are so important. It helps both in organic search and in paid search.
So now, Peter, you mentioned the expression that we all use, content is king, but upward cash is king. But, and of course that's true, but you also have to look at the results of your content. Because, I find a lot of us, myself included, I try to put out a lot of content. And when I take the time to, look at the results, some posts are just more popular than others. So content is important, but having the content your readers want to read may be more important.
Yes, exactly. There's a couple of things. When you actually produce content, you put it out there, what are you trying to do with that content? Are you trying to attract new followers? Or are you trying to get them to sign up for a service potentially for your business? So one of the pieces you may want to look at, you produce content, and then you might want to have a call to action. Like when I produce something that's, I'm talking about SEO, and doing an analysis of your business and how well it's performing for SEO. If you want to learn more, visit my website and we can talk.
Right.
So that's a call to action that's sending them to my website. Now, also what I do, if I'm going to do a call to action, I use something called Google URL Builder. The Google URL Builder will allow me to tag that link so I know that when I posted that on the different Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, that where it came from, not only where it came from, but what was the campaign. Let's take for Small Business Saturday. I produced content. I wrote pieces like, come talk to me about a business analysis. On that link, I knew if it came from Facebook, it was about Small Business Saturday because that was a campaign that I was running. So now I'm knowing in Google Analytics where the traffic is coming from into my website. I know where it came from, how long they stayed on my website. If they bounce, which means if they went to the web, they followed that link, went to the website, and within, I think, 30 seconds, they left. So if they're bouncing, that measurement right there, the page that they landed on maybe didn't have the right content, it wasn't formatted right. Well, when Google views that as, oh, you sent them to this landing page, but they left really quickly, that's actually going to start to affect your SEO if the pages that you're sending them to, people are leaving really quickly. As they see that in Google, they pay particular attention to bounce rate. Now, sometimes Google changes these things all the time. It's not the only thing. So there's two pieces. There's the I call it the post and the pre. So the post is after the fact. It's Google Analytics, and that will tell you massive amounts of information. Tell you who your audience is, the behavior, the devices they're using. Are they on mobile or on the desktop? Which version? Are they on iOS, Android? Which version of iOS? If they're on the desktop, which browsers are they using? They can even get down to demographics. Which areas of the country or world are your users coming from? And with all this wealth of information, now you can customize that content to be catered to the people that are actually coming to your site. And you're measuring which content you're posting and how effective it was. The other part is Google Search Console. Google Search Console tells you how people are finding you, which keywords they're using that Google's detecting that they found your site. Maybe those aren't the keywords you want, and maybe you want to modify some of that content. And also measures any bad links and a bunch of other stuff. You can actually submit a sitemap and have Google automatically index your site. And every time you make changes, usually like WordPress and some of the other tools out there, will automatically change that sitemap. Google will read it relatively quickly and understand your site. So it's kind of like the before and after. So
last question. I only need one. Give me one good SEO tip to help people out.
One good SEO tip. Images. We all post images on our website. We all post images on our website. When you post an image, some people take the image with the camera or however they're taking it, and it's image_896.jpg. I'm going to post that to my website. It's a picture of me, right? Everybody's trying to know what it's me. Of course. That's what Google doesn't know. Google doesn't know what a picture of that is. Yep. But what is Google smart enough to know? The file name, the alt description, and that's really important for SEO. Which is if the image is not loading, back in the day it was used for, you would shut off images. But today, now it's actually used for accessibility, and Google can easily read what that image. So the image, the name, the alternate text, and then Google has the ability to look at the metadata of that image. So that's another opportunity for you to add the description of that image using a photo editor, the title of that image. So I can put in Kevin at New England B2B Networking Group, put as much text as I want to be found on Google for. That's giving you, on all of your images on your site, you should be doing this. And that's giving Google the ability to find out more about you in that site or that landing page.
So Peter, how can people reach out to you? How can they learn more?
Sure. Peter Berson on LinkedIn, Aveli, AVELI by WSI.com. I also have Aveli by WSI on Facebook, Aveli by WSI on Twitter, and Aveli by WSI on Instagram.
Awesome. Peter, really appreciate you taking time to jump on the show.
Thank you very much, Kevin. I enjoyed talking with you.
You just watched 3 Questions With, brought to you by the New England B2B Networking Group. For more information, visit the website at newenglandb2bnetworking.com.